Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games within the Game Pass collection. Except for today. Today we are doing Side Quest episode, Microsoft's or Xbox Developer Direct 2024. I am your hardcore hero, Andrew, and with me is my lovely wife, Liz the Noob.
Hey guys.
So today we are going over, as I said, the Microsoft Developer Direct, which this is the second year they've done it. They did it last year, which was very popular. I think it was more popular due to the fact that there was a nice surprise game and ended up being a shadow drop, and that was being Hi-Fi Rush. But going into this, people were suspecting that there was going to be another hidden game, in which there was, which we will get into. But Liz, overall thoughts of the Developer Direct, did you like it?
I did like it. I love their enthusiasm at the beginning. It's always nice seeing people passionate about their jobs. I mean, there's that guy at the beginning doing a cartwheel, which is pretty magical.
I forgot about that.
And it was really nice hearing from the different people working on the games and stuff. So I don't think did I watch last year's?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did. I didn't remember.
Wait,
honestly, all of
no,
the
no.
different...
Oh, I don't think you did. Because I think I remember running downstairs and telling you about Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. Maybe. They all kind of blend together.
I know.
But I definitely liked it.
Do you remember all these games, right? Were these new announces for you?
Maybe Indiana Jones and maybe Visions of Mana. I'm not sure. I don't really remember seeing much about Indiana Jones.
Yeah. No, this is the first time Indiana Jones was revealed.
Okay.
This is why it was very popular and exciting for this Developer Direct.
What did you think about it?
So I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was great. I had my issues with it. I try to keep my expectations low because I know going in, so many people are like, ooh, is there going to be another shadow drop? Is there going to be another shadow drop? And I thought for sure Xbox is not going to do a shadow drop because, the first time they did it, that was rare. There's only been a handful of games that have been shadow dropped or released within a week or two. So that was just a special moment. And there's no way Microsoft or Xbox is going to keep that expectation up of every time there's a Developer Direct, here's going to be a shadow drop. But I was expecting bigger news. I was expecting more surprise news, which there was, of course, with the fifth game that they kind of surprised in there. But my biggest disappointment is they didn't say anything of Game Pass. I thought, if anything, that was going to be the big surprise news of, if they acquired Blizzard Activision. So they have a huge catalog of games that are now under the Microsoft umbrella. And I thought maybe we'd get some release dates for things that are coming to Game Pass. Now, I'm not faulting the show because it's called Developer Direct. And obviously the show is about these developers that they have here explaining what they're doing. But that was just, so I'm not faulting the show. It was just a personal little disappointment. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. But my other complaint too is I feel like a lot of these games didn't explain much. So we're going to go over kind of our hype level on these games too, because I really want to know your thoughts. But let's start off with the first game, Avowed. Avowed, of course, brought to you by Obsidian, which we have covered numerous of these Obsidian games at this point. And
I remember, some of the people talking about these games, I remember them, but I don't remember, the other games from... you have explained to me probably 1,000 times what other games Obsidian has made. And can I tell you?
Come on, name one. Liz. Name one. Come on, do it. Dig in that brain. Come on, I know you have a bad memory.
Obsidian.
Just think of a game you really liked.
Alan Wake.
No, that was Remedy.
Feeling a lot of pressure.
They have done Grounded.
Oh, okay.
They've done Pentiment.
Yep.
They've done Outer Worlds. And I'm trying to remember. I think we just did one recently. I remember bringing this up.
Ask me again in a year and I won't be able to mention any of these. I know.
But Obsidian really does a great job with their stories. And they do a really good RPG, a Western RPG. And yeah, Avowed. This is the first time we now kind of saw real more gameplay.
Is there another game called Avowed or a similar word or something? Because
No.
There's
what do you mean similar word?
I don't know. I thought there was already an Avowed game, but I think I'm just thinking of it can't be Avowed.
No, I don't think I've ever heard.
Well, cut this out. I'm just I was just curious.
This is gold.
I'm gonna have to look through games that we've played because I thought there was a game.
I think we played a game that sounded like Avowed.
Yeah, but I can't, I don't know.
I know you're the secretary. You should have the list of all the games.
It's downstairs. I didn't think I would need it. I was just like, I feel like we played a game called this before.
But yeah, Avowed is just going to be like another type of Western RPG, first person. As I said, this is the first time they kind of showed the combat, and they went into a little more detail. They went into a little more detail of where this game kind of takes place, like the fantasy world that it's in. And yeah, what did you think about this?
I found it really exciting. We always talk about how we want games that, your decisions actually affect the game.
Yeah.
And that's something they talked about a lot. And it's like, it's intimidating, but it's exciting. And I think too with so obviously the real-time decisions, but I like that the combat was so varied. So you can really play with your own style because they have like the spell casting, melee, special attacks. There's different types of enemies. Like there's just a lot going on. And then of course, it looked like a beautiful game.
Oh yeah,
and
the
so
color
they
palette.
have different regions, biomes.
The splash art at the end, lit the internet on fire. I saw so many people on Twitter being like, "This is my new wallpaper." I mean, it is beautiful. That weird skeleton with like mushrooms growing out of its head and like lightning in it. It was a really cool splash art.
And the words that they were using to describe it was like rich, weird, and wonderful.
Yeah.
And I was just like, these guys are so passionate and they seem so excited and got me really excited. I think that was like a strong game to start off with.
Yeah. To me, this was probably my favorite of the developer direct. To me, this got me more hyped because what we've seen in Avowed, last year they showed some cutscenes of it and people when this game was first announced, this was like originally a Xbox Series announcement game, a couple years ago, and it was just a quick teaser. So last year they finally gave some in-game and they changed the art style drastically. And so people were like, oh, what's going on with this game? So this is the first time we actually got like a more in-depth of here's the gameplay, here's kind of how the story goes. And I felt like they answered and explained things more to get me more hyped for it. And yeah, the combat, I'm intrigued by it. Because it looks like, it's so varied. You can dual wield wands. You can have a sword and a gun. Like, there's just so many different styles you can do. And I'm like, I'm really curious how it plays into. This is only my complaint is I feel like I wanted more. Because it's obviously an RPG. Like, I wanted to know more how the combat works. Like, do you build your character to be magic wands? It looks like you can just switch on the fly. You're using a gun and a sword and then instantly switch to magic wands. But it's do you have to build to be proficient with it? And yeah, they gave a little bit of the story elements, which, they did the Outer Worlds, which, do you remember that game?
Yes.
And this game really reminded me of the Outer Worlds, just not in space anymore. It's now fantasy. But yeah, this was, I think, like you said, Liz, a very good, strong start to the show. And then, of course, they gave a release window.
Fall 2024. So that, it's kind of a bummer that it's quite a wait.
Yeah.
But it's also, got me excited.
Yeah, but this is one thing that's nice about the developer direct, which they did also with last year. Like last year was more of an answer because people kept saying, where are the games? Where are the games? Where are the games? So Microsoft was finally like, okay, here are games that are coming out this year. And that's exactly what this was too, the developer direct of these games are coming out this year. This is what they're working on. And I really like that. So yeah, it stinks it's fall, but man. But I'm also looking forward to it because it's also kind of a smaller RPG.
Oh, it is smaller?
Yeah, I think they said 20 to 40 hours.
It's so hard because there are some amazing RPGs that can just take up all of your time. It's really hard to really get ahead with it with a podcast that every week you're switching out the games.
Yeah.
And I do love that they shared an example of the decision making and what outcome you could get. And
well, they didn't show they didn't show the consequences, which that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, they did. So the woman was talking about, so it was somebody who got scared during combat so that you could, give him the badges and let him go away, or you can call him a coward and she said he might try to fight you.
Well, they didn't say, because they said when you go to town, you'll see what your choices have done, but they didn't show that. And that's what I'm curious about. Because I feel like a lot of games always have these lofty goals of you're going to shape and change the world with these choices. But with something like that, it's just one person going to go, hey, good job solving that mystery. And that's the changes. I don't know. That's what I mean. I just wish they had a little bit more of a better example of what is this actually doing.
Made it seem like it was going to be like big changes.
Exactly,
Like, it
but a
was,
lot of
like,
companies do that.
people, yeah.
And so that's why, I don't know. So Avowed, great showing. And then followed up from that was Hellblade 2, Senua Saga. I know both me and you have been waiting for this game for quite some time. Because unlike Keith, me and you actually really like this game. Oh no, Keith actually enjoyed it. You were the one who didn't like it. Never mind.
I was wondering where you were going.
Because I forgot you hated the audio.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it's, more of it.
I know they were talking about, they had a nice segment of how the audio's got more detailed.
Yeah. And also, it looked gory. It's hard because it's like, I would like to watch somebody play, but I don't necessarily want to play this game. But I'm really interested in what happens in the character and stuff. It's just not my favorite game.
Yeah. So with Hellblade, I got, like, for me, I wasn't that impressed with this showing because they didn't really answer too much for me. It was just like, oh yeah, you're still following the story. We're putting a lot of effort in the graphics. We're putting a lot of effort in the audio. And it's just like, well, I figured as much. This is a sequel. No one's going to be like, oh yeah, we made the audio crappier. Sorry, guys. It's like, no, obviously I know you guys are improving these things. And then of course they said, our number one focus, we're upping the combat. But they didn't show anything. And they didn't explain how they were upping it.
Well, they were saying that you're going to leave the fight like just scraping by. So it's going to feel
which you kind of were in the first one.
But yeah, they worded it as like taking everything to the next level. So,
but they didn't give examples.
They showed like the behind the scenes, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's like, okay, you guys are making the game. It's like, I kind of already knew that. Like, you've already shown that you were doing motion capture. You've already shown how the graphics look. You've shown how the mocap has improved. But it's like, what? Like, I got that already. How did the gameplay change? I feel
like the previous like trailer showed more.
Kind of. Well, I couldn't tell if the previous trailer was a cinematic or actual like gameplay, because it was like them fighting or running away from a giant, like throwing spears at it.
But I think that this game I might actually like more because it said that they were going to be telling a story throughout, and you're going to have people who.
Well, that's every game.
No, but like it's good. You're going to have allies. You're going to have people that like don't want anything to do with you because of your abilities. Let me finish.
No, it's just that statement. We're going to tell a story throughout the game.
There are plenty.
Because most games only tell a story halfway through.
There are plenty of games that don't tell a story at all.
That is true.
It's very true.
And
I feel like with the first one, it was more like your interpretation of things. And I felt like with this game, it wasn't going to be that. It was going to be like more of a concrete story.
Yeah. But that's what you're getting from a vibe, though. And that's the thing where it's like, I don't feel like they explained enough.
But there's other characters and stuff in the game. So for me, that's why it's like, no matter what, I think I'm going to like it more because it was just kind of like her journey in the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Now she's interacting with people, and some people see her psychosis as a gift and other people see it as a curse. So she has like these interesting interactions with real human people. Yeah. I am very interested in the story, but it's just like, I wanted to know what they were doing with the combat. And it was a lingering question with a lot of people is like, are there still puzzles? Because I know a lot of people didn't like the puzzles. I think Keith didn't like them. I thought they were fine.
It showed some. I could be wrong.
Yes. No. It showed a very quick snippet that looked like it was the original puzzle design of where you're kind of finding an image in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't explain that. It was just like really quick, like blink and you'll miss it kind of moment. And that's what I thought was odd, is like they didn't explain how the combat's improved. They didn't explain how the puzzles are changed. They just mostly focused on how the mocap improved, how the graphics improved, and how the audio improved. And it's like, okay, but what's going on? What's new? But I'm still very excited. It just didn't do anything for hype for me.
I also love that they showed they're like having that music again.
They
showed the performers. And did they say that was 10th century with the first game?
Yes.
She was a 10th century Celtic warrior.
Yeah. But yeah, they you didn't watch it, but they just recently had the Game Show Awards, and that was the clip they used, but they had that band play live during the Game Show Awards. So that was already something that was already kind of revealed.
I at least watched part of it because I did watch that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're watching with me a little bit.
I did, yeah. And that one, May 21st, 2024. So I think that one's going to come out the soonest.
See,
possibly.
When they showed the release date for that, I got excited. I'm like, ooh, like 5 games. Are they essentially going to kind of do like one for each season? Is this what it's doing? It's spreading them out? But no, spoiler alert, they don't. Yeah, Hellblade is the closest one for these release games. And yeah, May, which isn't too far away. But yeah, this was a game that's been announced forever and it's just been in the works and I'm ready for it. Oh, but I don't think you've heard this. There's actually some controversy. Kind of wanted to get you some.
Oh, some gossip?
A little bit, yeah. So it was also announced on the Microsoft website that this is going to be a $60 game. It's going to be the same length, so about 8 to 10 hours long. But the big thing that got a lot of people mad is that it's digital only. So a lot of people are getting upset that there is no physical copy, which is understandable because, you know, there's been a recent thing with PlayStation where if you bought some Discovery shows, they literally send a message saying, yeah, all those shows you bought on Discovery they're going to be gone. Like, even though you spent money to own them, they're gone. So a lot of people have been now up in arms about, you know, the battle between digital and physical. You know, if you buy something digitally, you technically do not own that product. And so that's why people are upset about this game, where it's like, why is this digital only? Like, I want to own this game.
I can definitely see why people would be upset about that, especially because that just happened. $60 for a short game.
Yeah.
But I also think a game like this, I can see the price tag. I mean, the amount of money alone they put into this game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not even just like graphics, but like the music and
the actors.
They talk to people who like specialize in, you know, psychosis and like doctors and stuff. Yeah. So for me, it's like, yeah, of course I see that price tag as, you know.
But yeah, I definitely see the concern of the physical copy. Personally, for me, I don't care. Literally, I have a bunch of physical games next to me that are Xbox One games. I generally don't touch them. I totally understand people who still buy physical. Just me and you have moved so much. I got so sick of moving these games that I'm like, please, I just want to make my library digital. I'm so sick of moving these cases around.
Well, it's hard too because I mean, there's only so much space on your Xbox, especially mine. Yeah. I can't really fit a lot of games on there, so I can see the appeal of that. But
even when you own the disc, you still have to download on your hard drive.
Oh, this is how little I know about technology.
You just essentially have the disc to put in your Xbox to say, I own this game. Like, I have the physical copy. Please play it. But you still got to download on your Xbox.
Oh.
So it doesn't even save space on that. But yeah, so that was a little bit of a controversy. So I would not be surprised if they come out with a physical. I'm sure they're just doing this as it is, you know, launch. It's just going to be digital. But with a game like this, it absolutely would not surprise me if they do some sort of collector's edition and a statue, because the graphics are amazing and the locales. I'm pretty sure they had a collector's edition with the first one, but we'll see. At the moment, there is nothing announced. But yes, so the third game, this one was a bit of an odd one. So the third game that was surprised was from Square Enix, and it was Visions of Mana?
Yes.
Which is from the Secrets of Mana series. So, Liz, have you ever heard of this?
No. And it came up like Final Fantasy something. And I'm like, is it linked to the Final Fantasy game?
No, it's from Square Enix, the studio that created Final Fantasy.
But it just had that title at the beginning. And
so it's kind of like an offshoot of like a little bit of like Final Fantasy. So it's still kind of like relatively similar, but it is like a different universe. Because the Final Fantasy games, unless I think a couple of them, they're their own kind of stories, even though there's like 16, 18 just came out. I don't remember. There's a bunch. But anyway, they're all their own kind of little stories. And so the Mana series was like another JRPG that they had. And this was kind of my point. Like,
it's been like 30 years and I haven't really heard of it.
Exactly, because there's never been on the Xbox. It's usually been Sony and Nintendo that had these games. Like, I think it was originally was on like the Super Nintendo. It was like one of the first ones, if I remember. I should have looked this up. But anyway, but this is kind of my point of like that why I thought this was an odd game as a surprise. But one of our listeners in our Discord, when I asked, you know, what did everyone think of the show? He made a good point of the least nice thing about seeing this is the improving relationship between Microsoft and Square Enix. Because Square Enix, like I said, usually was exclusive with Nintendo and Sony, them being a Japanese company and going with the Japanese consoles. But Square Enix, as of recent, has realized that they're just putting money on the table, like leaving it and not bringing their games through the Xbox. And so, yeah, so Square Enix games are progressively getting put on the Xbox. And this is just kind of another example of it. And it, even though they didn't do it during the showcase, which is another odd thing, they did announce this will be day one on Game Pass later on, but not during the show. But yeah, what did you think of this showing? Did it get you hyped at all?
A little bit. It was interesting hearing the gentleman talk about like how he created the monsters and stuff in the game. And so, I mean, graphically, combat, like everything, I was just kind of I'm not unsure, but I wasn't really jazzed. But it looks fun. It looks like a fun game, but I just didn't like get too excited. I do think it's amazing. I think they said that they had 100 songs on the soundtrack for the game, which I thought was really cool. I'm like, oh, I really want to listen to some of that music, which I mean, I feel like Keith would really get into. But yeah, I don't know. I feel bad. It looks cool.
See, I was disappointed in this. As you pointed out, I felt like their entire segment was talking about music and like the monster designs. And it was just like, okay, they didn't really talk about the like combat. They didn't really talk about the story. And it's weird because as I asked you, have you ever heard of these games before? And you haven't. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this, because these games have not been on an Xbox. So they're bringing this new IP that has been going on to an audience that majority probably have no idea what it is. And you're just talking about the monsters and the music, but it's like, well, what about combat? What about story? Like, what are you doing? I do like they at least talked about the cute dog armadillo creature you get to ride. That was at least a good touch. But yeah, they definitely had passion for this game, but it was like, to me, it wasn't a good showing to get people hyped about.
Yeah, because it even said, look at the facial expressions of the monsters when you're fighting. But I mean, they didn't really show a lot of combat. I saw like the red circles and stuff, but I mean, yeah, they didn't really go into it that much. See, I was trying to be nice. I was not excited about it. But I also think it might be one of those games where you start playing it and it's really addictive. So I could go either way. But yeah, it's not like I'm not like rushing to play it.
Yeah, definitely a cutesy kind of art style. It looks like it's a more action JRPG, so doesn't look like it's going to be turn-based. You know, the exploration looks like it'll be fun, especially since you have this, like I said, a dog armadillo creature that looks adorable. But yeah, like as Liz said, the developers are very passionate about it, and that's kind of cool. But I just thought it was very odd that they didn't say more. And then especially too, like I said, why didn't they say day one Game Pass? Be excited for it. Like that was just overall my disappointment with the showing. Is like I'm surprised they didn't mention more of Game Pass. And a lot of these obviously are going to be Game Pass because it's Microsoft stuff, but still.
They showed, I think it was the first game at the beginning of the Mana series, and graphically, it was really cool, especially for coming out so long ago.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was looking at the graphics of, you know, the game that's going to be released, and like you said, it's a cutesy. Did you say the word cutesy? Yeah. Am I putting that in your mouth? It's like a cutesy game.
Yeah. And
I kind of miss the graphics of like the original. Like, I kind of wish that they had just revamped it, but I also feel like it doesn't seem like it's going to be a long game.
It's a JRPG, so probably. They tend to be.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't really see that much of the game, but I really liked the art style at the beginning.
And that's what I thought was going to be the surprise of, hey, here's one or two of the older games, day one, Game Pass right now, go play it, to get people excited for this new one. But no, there was nothing.
That would have been smart.
Yeah. Yeah. And they gave her a release date or window, right?
Summer 2024.
Yeah. So we got spring, fall, summer. And yeah. So the game after that, Ara History Untold.
Oh, I just put down Ara.
Oh.
See, I immediately thought that you would be excited about this, which they did say Oxide does strategy games. Yep. Did they do any of the ones that we've played?
I do believe a good amount of the team members are from the original Firaxis studio that created Civilization. In fact, I think they said they did one of the Civilization games that were recent. This
is a game that I find intimidating because I kind of struggled with Civilization a little bit.
Yeah.
And Age of Empires I liked, but I liked it more when I had originally played it. But it's interesting though, because obviously, I mean, strategy and historical, like obviously I immediately thought Andrew's going to love this, but I like that they mentioned that there's going to be like different historical perspectives. and that they kept saying rule how you want to rule. So they have like the different culture, science, military options that you can go more down that route. But
Yeah.
I mean, are you excited?
I am, but once again, still a little disappointed in this. So I liked it was way more detailed, because if you've played a Civilization game, you know, you're very high up in the sky and everything's very like hexagon grid, and you're just kind of placing things in these tiles. This looks way more fluid, almost like a real-time strategy game, in which that first got me excited because they showed little snippets of combat going on and it looked like it was a real-time strategy game. But they didn't explain it. And it's like, what's going on in that combat? Is it still just like a dice roll, how it is with Civilization? Or is there actually more?
They said that the turns are simultaneous.
Yeah.
So there's less waiting.
Yeah. So it sounded like it is more like real-time strategy, but I wanted more detail.
Yeah. Because are you just like doing whatever you want? And also, is it you playing against people online?
I think so. Definitely, at least there's bots. But all the Civilization games always have a online multiplayer game mode, so it wouldn't surprise me that this is the same way.
Yeah, and they said that the crafting in it is really good.
Yeah.
But I also kind of didn't really understand what they meant.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, yeah, you can win by like prestige. And I'm like...
Yeah.
Which I kind of understand.
Well, I didn't go too much detail of that, but yeah, it was still a little like, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, like if you're building like world wonders, or if you have like the best military, whatever. But yeah, and then they also like the environment can turn against you with like the different wild animals, because they had talked about how like
cougars.
Yeah, they talked about how they had people playing the game to give them feedback, and it was like too hard with the wild animals and stuff. So,
which was another image. It was active cougars chasing citizens in a city. So that's what I don't quite get with this gameplay. It's like, yeah, turns are simultaneously, but is it a real-time strategy game or not? Like, I could not figure it out. But I liked what I saw with Ara. I'm very excited because, yeah, I love the Civilization games. I know both me and Keith will probably love this game. The play how you want, I'm really interested. Obviously, I understand why they didn't explain too much of it, because there's probably a lot of information. But I am curious how it works. Because whenever you played Civilization, you usually had domination victory, science victory, cultural, and I think religion were the new ones and the latest one. But it always seemed like you would play the game, and I felt like the game steered you to, your country's doing well with religion, just do that and you'll win that way. But it sounds like what they're doing with Ara is very much you are playing the way you want to, and you can kind of go against, like, if the game is trying to steer you into a different victory, be like, no, I want to do military.
Yeah, and it looked like there was a lot of leaders to choose from. And so I feel like there's going to be a lot to this game. And I mean, it looks like it might be a little complicated at first because, you know, I do better like watching somebody play a game. It's like when we play board games, I'm like, Andrew, you read the directions and you talk me through it. I'll watch you as you play, and then I'll understand it. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about how complicated it is. But I also kind of wish that you weren't playing against other people, which I know is silly because it's, I mean, the whole point of strategy. Well, yeah, because I feel like it would be fun just to build, you know, I almost said Civilization. I don't want to confuse it with the other game, but like you're building, you know, this whatever. And
Civilization, you can use the word. It's okay.
And kind of just like seeing how it goes. But I don't really like the idea of like the competing, which is weird. And yeah, and that one is coming out in fall 2024 too. So you have to wait a while for that one.
Which is surprising because it looks pretty well done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And graphically, I love seeing like the buildings go up, and I think it's going to be really fun to watch. Yeah,
so this showing definitely got me a bit more hyped because I think the last time we saw this, it literally was just a weird cinematic teaser trailer.
And I remember like writing it down that it was that I was interested in it, but it wasn't like one of my top games I was excited for because they didn't give enough information. Mm-hmm. So I do remember when they did air that.
Oh, I was wondering if you remember that. Yeah, so this one was a better showing. And then, of course, the last one.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. So this one was the biggest, I think, hype that people had for. You know, it's from Machine Games. Do you remember what game you played from them?
Rainbow Siege 6.
No. That's even soft. Wolfenstein.
Oh, I loved Wolfenstein.
Yeah, they did the Wolfenstein series. And yeah, those games are very, very good. The story is very, very good. And I thought the gameplay was great. So a lot of people were very excited about this. Indiana Jones was originally announced that it was being made by Machine Games, I think 3 it's probably been about 4 years now. It's been a while that they announced that, Machine Games was making an Indiana Jones game. But this is the very first time we've had any information. Nobody had any idea. Is it first person? It's an action game. When's it take place? Like, there was nothing known about this game. And so finally, here is the big reveal. What did it do for you, Liz?
So I should say I have seen at least one of the movies when I was younger, but I never really, and not as an adult. And well, I'm willing to watch them. We can watch them together.
I mean, we got it now.
Yeah, but I never really got into it. The actor's Harrison Ford, right?
Fun.
That's his name. I'm not too big of a fan of his.
Yeah.
Not that I dislike him as an actor.
I know your reason.
No, just like whenever I see him in something, I'm just like, I wouldn't watch a movie just because he was in it, but I just never really.
Well, now he's like 85 or something like that, so I generally don't care to see him in a movie either.
Well, even when I was a kid, I wasn't really excited about it. But I think
you didn't watch Star Wars either.
Yeah, you had me watch that. But I will say, I couldn't tell if it was going to be funny because obviously, so him and the other protagonist. There's, I forget
female journalists. Yeah.
They kind of like go back and forth and like poke the bear at each other. And then there's the villain that like, I guess like gets under your skin. And the dynamic I'm not sure about. But then like they're like playing the cutscene and the music, he's like punching someone in the face to the music. And I was just like, and I thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, is this going to be a funny game? Is this going to be like.
Indiana Jones are always cheeky. Like they're always like, they're not funny, but they always have really cheeky moments to them.
Yeah. And I really like that they explained like why you're in first person when you're playing the game in combat and stuff. And then, but they also want you to see like the iconic image with the hat and stuff. So with cutscenes and traversal, you're third person.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool that they were explaining that. But this type of game, I do like, because it's kind of like Tomb Raider, right?
So Tomb Raider is a Metroidvania. This, I think, is meant to be more of a action-adventure kind of game.
Oh. I was going to say, I really like the Tomb Raider.
Well, that's what a lot of people suspected this game would be. A lot like Tomb Raider or PlayStation's version of Uncharted.
Well, I think that this game could be a little tricky. Because, I mean, so obviously there are puzzles and traps. And they talk about a lot how you can play however you want to. But in the movies, there's a lot of cleverness, which this takes place between two different movies.
Yep.
I don't know what they are, but he uses a lot of cleverness. So it makes sense to use that to avoid enemies, where I'm the type of person where I just like to go in shooting.
That's not Indiana Jones.
I know. So, but I think you can get like a gun off of an enemy, but
yes. You're
not really. But yeah, the whip is for like traversal, for combat, for like all kinds of stuff. So I am interested in the gameplay, and I also like, I never want like a sneaking game. And then there are some games that we played that had so much sneaking and I loved. So I think it's just something that I'm not really good at. If it had like an easy mode, I think I would like it more. But
yeah, so this got me only slightly hyped because once again, I felt like there wasn't too much explained for specifically the combat. Because like right away, when I was told, hey, there's an Indiana Jones game, I instantly knew, okay, there's going to be puzzles. I'm sure there's going to be the whip. I'm sure you're going to be fighting Nazis. There's going to be, traps, caves to go in. And that's essentially what I felt like this trailer showed, was just like, hey, yeah, you have your whip and it's going to be used for combat. But I felt like they didn't give a lot of examples for me to be excited for it. Like, I don't know. It just didn't show much. And yeah, there's literally one time he shoots like one bullet. He has a handgun and shoots it. So it's like, what is the combat? Is the combat mostly stealth? Is it like if you are going against three people, you are going to lose, you're going to get overwhelmed? Because yeah, Indiana Jones is not an action star. Mm-hmm. Like even in the movies, he only shoots a gun like a handful of times. It's mostly about his whip and his hand-to-hand combat and kind of, being clever and figuring out the scenarios, like like how to traverse areas. And that's definitely what this game's doing. So that's at least this showing at least showed me that the studio is doing a great job. They did their homework on Indiana Jones. This will feel like an Indiana Jones game because the villain is probably my favorite. He felt like an Indiana Jones villain. Very, just really intelligent, just wants to get under your skin and just like, it's just really sinister. And with that opening monologue of Indiana Jones in the desert being buried, that was a very good start.
I knew because the guy's nose was broken.
Yeah, he's like, he's gonna get smashed
knew
again.
he was gonna get headbutted by Indiana Jones. I was waiting for it. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, but so I wanted more examples of what the puzzles were too. It's just, I don't know. I at least knew this game was going to be good, and just this showing just confirmed, like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have fun with this. I just wish I knew a little bit more about the combat. Is this going to be mostly stealth? Like I said, is it just the combat's going to be so hard that if you have more than 2 people, you're going to be in trouble? But
well, because it even showed the whip as a distraction.
Yeah.
And he like hit like a post or something and the guy turned around. But it showed a lot of like looking at like the guards' rotations and stuff. So I think it's going to be majority stealth.
Yeah, I think so too. But the story looks intriguing. What did you think how do you feel that they got Harrison Ford's like look-alike? Did that throw you off at all?
No, I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, I feel like it's kind of weird. I mean, when we played, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy, they didn't copy the actors' faces. And I feel like that was really kind of bizarre, like hearing like voices that were really similar, but they look different. So I actually like that they did that.
Yeah, I mean, I do too, because Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, at least that's a perfect example with Guardians of the Galaxy, because, you know, the actors aren't the original characters. Like, it's been a comic book.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they didn't copy the actors. But yeah, in this,
but as
it's
someone
like,
has only seen the movies, it was weird. But yeah, that's, oh my gosh. That's why it's like, if they ever make Indiana Jones again, it's just like, I wouldn't want to watch it because it's, you know, it's his character.
Yeah.
I think
and
it's
he's so
weird.
old.
Yeah.
They just came out with a new one last year and it did not do well.
Oh, was he in it?
Yep. Probably shouldn't have been.
I just realized during the recording, I have dropped my pen 3 times. 3 times.
You're very
And it's very loud.
I know, it's not even like a heavy pen. It has carpeted floor.
I know.
You're just very passionate about this showing. But yeah, I don't know if you noticed, it was not the voice. Harrison Ford was not the voice actor, though.
Oh.
It is confirmed that it was Troy Baker, who is a big-time voice actor in numerous video games. So
it's amazing how some people can imitate voices.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
Yeah. It definitely didn't sound like Harrison Ford, but it definitely sounded Harrison Ford-esque.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a lot of fun with that, though.
I wish I could do like good impersonations.
Do one of me.
I don't think I could. I mean, it's like easy to do one of like Batman.
Do Batman. please do Batman.
I get like so shy when you guys ask me to do voices and animal sounds that my
people are
throat
still
like
waiting for your elephant.
closes. That my throat like closes.
Our fans are still waiting for your
Can you
elephant
do
noise.
Batman?
I'm Batman. I'm just having a very lazy day today. So you can't argue that was a bad Batman impersonation.
Wow.
But yeah. So the release date for that, though?
2024.
Oh, that's right. They didn't even give like a window.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy. That stinks.
Makes you think it's going to be really...
It's going to be like November.
Yeah.
It's just really unfortunate. But they at least gave this year. And like I said, this is the very first time we got anything from them. So I'm going to be very excited for this. I think this story was intriguing. But yes. So Liz, the Developer Direct 2024. What did you give it for a letter grade?
I think it's funny that you think that I'm going to go first.
Sorry. Okay, fine. I will go. Well, you can't read Metacritic. There was no Metacritic about the Developer Direct. Fine. I will go first. So for me, I thought this was a fine Developer Direct. I'm not blaming it for them not having like big surprises or a shadow drop. It just was surprising to me that they didn't emphasize Game Pass on things like, the Visions of Mana, or the fact that a lot of these games are coming out on day one Game Pass. They've had some actually big Game Pass moments. Specifically, I posted about it on our Twitter, but Frostpunk 2 just had a trailer come out, and they announced that they were going to be day one Game Pass PC. That is huge. Frostpunk 2 is currently, I think, from what I saw, it was the highest wishlist game at the moment on Steam.
Ooh.
And it's going to be day one Game Pass. Like, it's like, why would you not announce that during the Developer Direct? Like, that's a huge win. So it's kind of odd that, Xbox didn't kind of really kind of feed into it. Like, because I don't think they're planning on any other showings anytime soon. I understand this is obviously meant more for the developers here, but it was odd to kind of not get people hyped up, or at least remind them that these games are going to be on Game Pass. But yeah, I liked what they showed. Just to me, there wasn't too much that got me so hyped. Like, I cannot wait for this moment. This game cannot come out sooner. So I'm very excited for these things. But overall, I'd probably give it a B-.
I was thinking B- or C+. I think I'm going to be more positive and do the B- as well, because I also think part of it is a lot of these games I'm not really excited to play. Like, I think Indiana Jones will be fun, but am I excited about Indiana Jones having not really watched the movies in 20 plus years? Not really. Senua Saga, like, I don't really want to play. I mean, I might end up liking this one more, but I'm also like really bad at puzzle games. And if there's a lot of puzzles in this one.
Yeah, Indiana Jones' puzzle, Senua Saga's puzzle.
I think it's going to be a great game. I just don't think it's like my type of game. And same, like, so I think like Avowed is like my number one.
Which you love
RPGs. Game. Yeah. So, but I mean, with the rest of them, and then you're like talking about how, the Visions of Mana game didn't really give you a lot with the combat and stuff. I'm like, that is true. So I went into it like, I really liked the developer direct because everyone just seemed so excited and so proud of their games and stuff. But yeah, B- is, I think, is good.
So I asked some people in our Discord, what do they thought about the developer direct as well. One of our listeners, Curtis, thank you so much. He asked, where's Everwild? That is a very good question. That game was announced like 4 years ago. It's Rare's other game. They announced, oh man, I think that was 4 years ago. They announced that they were creating this game, Everwild. And even then the trailer didn't show too much. It was like some elves in a wood with some deer. It was very cel shaded. It was very bright and colorful. And there has been no word about that game at all. It's very odd. I mean, I understand why they probably didn't do it for this, because this is clearly games that are supposed to be coming out this year, which also makes me sad because it's like, so that means Everwild, once again, is not coming out this year.
I don't remember. I'm looking at the images online and I don't really.
Yeah, it's been a while and there's been just nothing about it. I mean, Rare's been very busy still with Sea of Thieves, so.
Oh, yeah.
Which they just had a big new update. But yes, our other listener, Squidkill, I'm stoked for Hellblade 2, but I'm more excited to see Xbox relationship with Square Enix is improving. The next time they remake a forgotten classic like Live a Live, maybe it could come to Game Pass. At the very least, maybe we can get some more Final Fantasy games. And that is true. I know constantly the stupid console wars that going online. So many Sony fanboys keep showing that they have the Final Fantasy remake, the Final Fantasy 7 remake. And it's odd. Like I said, Square Enix is learning that, it doesn't help them at all to limit their games to just PlayStation. So this is a good example of that. Square Enix is figuring out like, heck, we're completely missing an audience here. Let's go to Xbox. And yeah, Microsoft is trying really hard to improve their relationship in the Japanese market. Then lastly, Javier said Avowed looks dope. Indy took me back to playing Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, which, yeah, that was Xbox 360. So there has not been a decent Indiana Jones game in a while. So I'm very excited for it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that was the developer direct. Glad we got to do that this week because, me and Liz, we are playing another game at the moment. We are currently doing our first Patreon episode. Liz, what are we playing?
Overwatch 2.
And what do you think of it so far?
I was very intimidated. I've seen you play it so much, and I always obviously, listeners can't see it, but there's that one character that's always like this, and that's what I was talking about when I was like, oh, is it this game? Like the hands, like,
which I still don't know what you're doing with the hands.
And she has like claws, like she's like one of the magic ones. I'm assuming she's a healer or something.
Are you talking about Moira?
Maybe, but she's always like with her hands. I like it way more than I thought. It's hard to put yourself out there when you're new to a game that has players who are absolutely obsessed and put how many days? 75 days for Keith or something like that?
No, Keith is at 125, I think.
Something crazy.
Keith has played a lot of this.
Yeah, so for me it's like it's intimidating because you're just like people are going to be mad at you. But yeah, I mean I have a lot to say about Overwatch 2, but yeah, surprisingly I liked it.
So yeah, if you're interested, I'll be on our Patreon. Also, too, we will have our live recordings They will also be on our Patreon. So if you ever want to see kind of a more unedited version of the show and see our wonderful faces, check out our Patreon. It's on our website. If you go to GamePassGrabBag.com, it'll bring you to our link tree with all our sites, our YouTube, whatnot. But yeah. But besides that, upcoming games that we were playing, Liz, what are me and you playing?
Oh, Halo. One of the Halos, Halo 2.
We had a listener request, and we already did Halo 2. We're doing Halo 3.
I'm bad at lip reading. I'm bad at lip reading. Oh, and then aren't you and Keith playing Assassin?
Me and Keith will be doing Assassin's Creed.
I remembered that, but not the game that
I know
that.
And then I'm sure shortly after that, me and Keith have been playing a lot of it. So I'm sure we'll be doing an episode because you've been watching it and you've been interested in it. But we have been playing quite a bit of Pal World.
I love like builder games like that. And you said it's like a Ark meets Pokemon. Is that what you said? Yeah, it looks really cool.
Which I did not expect. I did not quite realize what this game is going to be. Because I saw multiple pictures of it and everyone always just called it Pokemon with guns. And that's literally what it is. You literally have an AK-47 like shooting Pokemon. And it's like, what is this game? But yeah, it is a survival builder. And it's in early access. So that was the other thing too, where I was like, we'll probably not talk about this game. Because usually when it's early access, I play like a couple hours and I'm like, cool, that was fun. I'm going to wait for them when the game comes out.
But you said the achievements are there.
Yeah, they already have the achievements. Yeah. I know on Steam, it has a different version on Steam that has different features, but that's not on Xbox yet.
And so it's multiplayer, right?
Yep. Which that's the current issue. I mean, this game just launched and it is very popular. So the servers are having issues. Me and Keith were able to jump and play with each other for a little bit. But I'm sure we're going to be playing that because this game has some controversy. It reached over 5 million players in 3 days. It's the #1 Steam game right now. This game is crazy popular. And I did not realize this, but this is not on PlayStation. And PlayStation players are very upset. So upset that apparently the studio is getting death threats.
Thanks.
Which is so weird. Like, why are people so angry?
You're gonna go to jail over a game?
I know.
Jail.
And not only that, or it could also be from Nintendo people because it's not on Nintendo. And a lot of people are so upset that this is like, oh, this is a clear copy of Pokemon. But it's weird. I never understand when people get so upset when like something's copied. Like if it's still a fun game, like why wouldn't you play it? Because Game Freak, the people who create Pokemon, are not doing a good job. The last game that came out was so broken. And that's what I love about Pal World right now. It's like, this is going to challenge that studio to do something better. And that's what I don't get why people are so upset about it. When you're just like, oh, you just copied Pokemon. It's like, yeah, well, why didn't Game Freak create this game? For the longest time, everyone I feel like has always wanted a world where you live with Pokemon and do things with Pokemon instead of just battling them. But they never tapped into that market.
I feel like the title is hard to say.
I know.
Pal World?
Yeah.
That is not roll off the tongue. I don't like it.
I know.
It's just hard to say.
And they're called pals.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad title.
It's kind of lazy.
But I'm just saying it's like too hard for someone like me to say.
What do you mean someone like you?
There's certain words I have trouble saying.
Like what? See, I love putting you on the spot just because you instantly choke up.
Like world? I struggle with that. I did a really good job with that one.
I love the video right there. You put some effort in that. World? Like you had the hand motion and everything. I love it.
I can't think of any other stuff.
Oh, I can't blame you. I'm awful. I mumble so badly. I don't know how we've been doing this podcast this long. I don't know how people have been listening to this podcast. I'm constantly interacting with patients and I always introduce myself and almost no one ever understands that my name's Andrew. They're like, did you say Angel? I'm like, no, Andrew. It's on my badge here.
See, I trail off a lot. But my biggest pet peeve when it comes to like somebody talking to me is when they won't talk loud enough.
Yeah.
You know, especially
keep going, what?
Now.
What?
Yeah. If I say what, like I can't hear you. You gotta talk louder. And like, especially like with people wearing masks and stuff, it's just like, brr, 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 brr. And I'm just like, maybe if I talk louder, they'll like do it too.
Yeah.
But wait, so what is it called? Pal
World.
Oh, it's Pal World?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I didn't understand.
I was like, what's a word that I have trouble saying? And I'm like, oh. And then I forgot that it was part of the title.
But yeah, so we will probably be doing that for an upcoming episode. It's a lot of fun.
What else? Any other games?
Coming up, I mean, we got to be doing another Patreon. We got to line that up again.
Yeah.
Which will probably be Apex Legends, because we've had numerous people request that we do that as well. I always feel bad that we're doing it because people are requesting it, but it's like, check out our Patreon. I feel bad limiting the content, but we got to keep the lights on.
The yellow lights. It's very yellow.
But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Liz, do you have anything you want to add?
Nah, I'm Liz New Gamertech, coming on Dino on Twitter and Instagram at Liz New VZW.
All right, everyone. Yeah, go to GamePassGrabBag.com. Check out all our links. Oh, and do me another favor. We've been at 198 reviews on Spotify. Can 2 people just give us a review so we can be at 200? I'm so sick of seeing it. Like, just get us 200. Oh, and also another fun announcement. Liz, we're almost 5 years old.
That's wild.
We are coming up to our 5-year birthday. I don't know how.
Do you know the date?
No. If I looked at the invoice billing, I would. But I didn't have it open at the moment. But yeah, how have we not gotten the hint that people want us to go away? And somehow we are still here doing this.
It's wild.
It really is. I did not think we would ever get this far. Truly, truly, thank you everyone who is listening. All the people who have taken the time to give us a review, who have stuck with us. You know, we have some fantastic fans. You know, I love you guys all, even though, not everyone reaches out to us, but I see that you guys will listen to us, and we greatly appreciate you guys tuning in, sharing us with your friends. We love getting feedback. We love hearing from you all. Thank you all so much for, just continuing the support.
What is it? Now you have to say it.
But yes, we will keep doing this as long as you guys keep telling us. Or we'll stop doing this if you guys tell us to stop. So if you want us to stop, go to GamePassGrabBag.com and tell us to stop. Please. I know Liz wants to stop this. I'm just kidding. Oh, but there actually is one other question that I just remembered. We just recently had 2 people request that we revisit Sea of Thieves.
Do
people really want that? Do people really want us to revisit Sea of Thieves? We've already done 2 episodes on it.
I was going to ask that. We've done 2.
I mean, if people really want it, I guess we'll do it, but I don't know, because I love playing Sea of Thieves, and they just came out with a big patch that it's a big quality of life patch that I would love to play again. But, if people really want that content, I guess we may visit.
Maybe we should put a poll.
Yeah.
Because, I don't want to, put the same content out over and over again, but I
didn't know if another episode would convince people that now's the time to play. But if you guys want us to talk more Sea of Thieves, I guess reach out. We did just get 2 listeners say that they wanted it, but I guess let us know. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop talking and rambling here. Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you all. We'll see you again next week.
Bye, guys.